Alright, right. I have a little problem. I was turning a couple of collet blanks for the Loch, which are here. They're 14mm stock and they're turned down to just over 10mm here. They were in collets, and I set stuff up so that my cross slide was giving me less than 1/100 of a millimetre of run out of square. Yeah, it would have given me less than 1/100 of a millimetre of taper if they were in the collets. So turned down the 9.2mm threaded section at the end and put some relief in. That's all fine. And then I thought, okay, what we'll do is we'll leave that end in the collet up here. This is not the right collet at this moment. Bring in the tailstock, centre into the centre pop, and turn down the 10mm section. Now these are slightly oversized because they need to be ground. And this is where I forgot that I have a problem with alignment of tailstock and headstock, and it's something that I've been working around for quite a while. Basically, I'd need to reset my cross slide if I'm turning between centres, as opposed to if I'm turning in collets, and that's not good. Certainly not on what is effectively a precision lathe after all. So I've decided I'm going to fix that. It may be that there's crud under the headstock, which is taking the headstock slightly out of whack. It may be that there's some crud under the tailstock. It may be that I need to re-scrape the tailstock very slightly. So what we're going to do first of all is what is the first thing we're going to do? First thing we're going to do is clean up some of the enormous quantity of crap that is on my lathe. Right, we're definitely recording. So this is all a lot cleaner, and what we're going to do now, given that I have cleaned under the tailstock, is I am going to see if the tailstock is square with the carriage now. So we're going to pull the tailstock out to its fullest extent. Has it got play in it? It's got a little bit of play in it. Right, let's have it a bit more tighter, shall we? I don't think that's going to make much difference. Okay, well that feels a bit more stiff. Let's get back to here. Get that out of the way. Oops, should have cleaned under there, shouldn't I? Right, objective here is to see whether the tailstock is square to what's square in the headstock. And indicator says no. Right, well, fuck my life. Run out of space on the card. So we have a reference surface here, which is what the carriage references to, and I don't know if you can see the indicator, but we are definitely moving, which means that we're not square to the bed. So we're square to what's in the collet chuck, but we're not square to what's in the bed. I'm going to double check that we're square to the collet chuck. Okay, so here we are with a piece of precision 14mm. It's in the collet chuck. We're quite a long way out from the collet, but it shouldn't really matter. And you'll see that we are square with the material that's in the collets. This is bad. It means that the headstock is misaligned, which means I need to pop the headstock off. Fucking great. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, let me get on with that. Behold the horrors that lie underneath the Schaublin headstock. I discovered something rather unfortunate, which was that the front nut, pulled down, was not pulling down. It wasn't tight. That's not good. Anyway, we're going to give this a good clean and see where we get to. Right, well that's sufficiently back together for me to be able to see if we can get the headstock square, get the cross slide square again. This is a fun job, takes quite a while. Okay, now then, let's see if we are now also square with the tailstock. So let's have you around that way so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, so an error to avoid there, but also colliding with the indicator to avoid. Right, here we go. There are still issues. It's going in by quite a lot. And the bed. Come on, you minge. I hate this Chinese indicator stand, it's terrible. But still, it does a job. Just about. Okay, well that looks a lot better. So, being square with the headstock is square with the bed, and it would seem that there is a little bit of out of angle with my tailstock. Okay. Right, so there are problems with the tailstock, but the main problem appears to have been this, which was not tight. Which is the second not tight problem I've had this week. Third, in fact. The second one was the X feed on the mill which had got a lot of slop. I'd actually convinced myself I was going to have to make a new lead screw nut for it, but it turns out it was actually not tight. It was loose around the bearing in the handle. Due to the way that I made things, there's no lock nut because I'm a knob. I will have to resolve that. And the other not tight thing was I was making an adjustable parallel, and if we kind of wander around, here is the adjustable parallel in question, which probably not in focus, 'tis now, but it's not tight, too sloppy. No dovetail because I don't have a tiny dovetail cutter, but yeah, it's about 0.1 of a mil too wide in a Z groove, which is a bit of an arse, but there you go. And it still functions, it's just that it's a bit sloppy. It needs an elastic band around it to hold it in place when you're using it to level stuff up. But there you go. Anyway, that's this week. Bye.